Hey guys, I'm going to go over the directions for the Lady or the Tiger foldable. So on the front of the foldable, you're going to create a door. So the directions are down here. You're going to create a door that opens to reveal what you think was behind the door. On the outside folds, you're going to draw a door and make sure that it's elaborately decorated, make sure it's fancy, because in the story it talks about the king was a man of exuberant fancy. So what do you imagine these doors would look like that would open up to show the lady or the tiger? Inside the foldable, in the middle, as you see in the middle of the foldable here, you're going to draw an image of either the lady or the tiger. What do you think was behind the door when the door was opened? So that is going to go in the middle here. On the left-hand side is your race response. So remember, race stands for restate, answer, cite, explain. So for the restate and answer, you're just going to answer the question of what came out the door. The reason I have this down here about don't use first person or you or your. We don't want to use the I think or I believe. We want it to sound like you're very confident about what was behind the door. So you're just going to say the lady was behind the door or the tiger was behind the door. We don't want to use I think or I believe. We're just going to take that out and go straight for your claim. So your R and A, your restate and answer is just going to be your answer. The lady was behind the door because of this, or the tiger was behind the door because of this. And make sure you get one passage from the text. So one quote, one line from the text, something that was said in the text that supports your answer that is either the lady or the tiger behind the door. So your race response is going to go on the left-hand side here. It should be around 3 to 5 sentences. Make sure that you do have a passage from the text and make sure that you explain how that quote from the text supports your answer. So you're going to give your answer, who was behind the door, the lady or the tiger, give me a quote from the text and explain why that quote backs up what you believe was behind the door, the lady or the tiger. So that goes on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you get a chance to be a little creative and you get to finish the story. So the story was written in third person point of view. And so it was omniscient. You got to see inside everyone's brains. You get to see what the lady thought, the tiger thought, the princess thought, what the king thought. So you're going to write this end of the story about what happens when the door opened. So imagine the doors open and we don't get to see what was behind the doors, but you're going to finish the story and you're going to tell me what was behind the doors and tell me what everybody was thinking. Tell me what happened when the doors were opened. And that needs to be 7 to 10 sentences. So that is going to go on the right-hand side. When it comes to how it's going to be graded, this is the rubric that you also will see on Schoology. So there's 3 different criterias. Opinion evidence, which has the most points, finish the story, and then your artwork or neatness. So your race response, you can get up to 50 points there. And how you get 50 points is your race method is used to give your opinion to answer the question, was it the lady or the tiger? At least one passage was used, and you explain why it was the lady or why it was the tiger. So that is how you get 50 points right there, the most you can get about your opinion evidence on the race response. To finish the story, the most you can get is 30. How you get that is directions were followed and the assignment was detailed and complete. The story was finished, telling what specifically happened when the doors opened. So you want to make sure that you tell me what happened when the doors opened. And the story was 7 to 10 sentences. So you get 30 points for finishing the story. And then you get 20 points for artwork being clear and the entire brochure is clear and neat. Make sure that the doors are neat. Make sure when you open your brochure, I can clearly tell if it is a lady or a tiger, and you get 20 points for that. Altogether, it is worth 100 points. So that is how you get 100 points on this assignment.